I want to thank you for joining me. The way I kind of want to start it, we live in a day and age whenever somebody come up to you and they tell you what somebody had to say about you, usually it's not anything good. So I do want to start off by reading you a text message that I got from my niece, Jemiah. I screenshot a picture that your mom had posted, and I sent it to her and I said, hey, do you know her? And she said, yeah, that's Kynnedi. She's student body president this year, and she's in Timberwolf production. And I texted her back, and I was like, oh, okay, her mom is my old teacher, and I put she's always posting it. And I didn't tell her why I was asking her, did she know you? And then she put, oh yeah, she's super smart. And I texted her back, and I say no more. And then she said, the last thing she said was she could have graduated a year early, but she wanted to stay with her class. So I did want to kind of read that to you to know, the good things that people are saying about you. The reason that I'm doing this is because we live in the state of Texas, and in the state of Texas, football is like religion, and almost any sport is religion. And it's like when a kid decides that, a kid gets a scholarship to go play football, basketball, whatever it is. It seems like everyone takes notice, and it seems like the city stops for a second to congratulate them. But one thing that I did notice is after going to various award shows for people graduating, I noticed there's a ton of kids getting offered millions and millions of dollars in scholarships for academics, and it's kind of like go under the radar. If you was at the award show, and if you wasn't, then you don't know. And so I kind of want to highlight those kids because the news and everywhere else tend to highlight the athletes. So it's like, what about the people? Because if an athlete get hurt, it's gonna be one of those kids that was smart that heals them back. So I kind of want to shine a light on them. So, like I say, I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And the very first question that I have is, when it comes to school, was there ever a subject that gave you a hard time, and if so, what was it?
Okay, so I've never really had a hard time or had to study in school until this year, my 12th grade year, and that was for AP Physics. It's not really, well, it's hard, but it's not really just that hard. Mm-hmm. You just really have to commit to the work. And she told us last year in pre-AP Physics, she was like, it's going to be a different ball game, and none of us were expecting it. And we went in there and we was like, we could just do this in our class before, or we could do it before she come in. No, it's not like that. You have to do it the night before. Yeah. You have to study because the tests, they will hit you. Mm-hmm. And
And so, and who's your physics teacher this year?
Mary K. Smith.
And I took her for I didn't take AP Physics, I took pre-AP Physics, and even with that, it was like she makes the class fun. So I give her that, but at the end of the day, it's still a tough subject. And so like you said, it is something that you do have to study. I was kind of the same way. I would, if a teacher explains something, usually within the first 10 minutes I understand it, and I can just kind of wing it from there. But with that, now you kind of have to study. And so physics is a tough course, but like I say, she definitely makes the class. It's not just her lecturing blah blah blah. It's hands on, so I like that. And on the opposite end of that is what was your favorite subject, and if so, why?
Favorite subject was biology. I just loved that it was hands-on. I loved my teacher. I loved the fields from it. Then I took it, my first year of high school. So of course that year it was just fun, and also it's gonna help me in the future.
And who was your teacher for biology?
Mia LaBeouf.
Oh, I didn't know she taught. She had just came to Ozan at the time when I was there. I think my senior year was maybe her first or second year.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know she taught biology. It was I can't think of her name, but everybody loved Ms. Wilkins, I believe her name was. Everybody loved her for biology. But I didn't get the chance to take her. I took someone else, and that's why I tell people a lot of times when it comes to a certain subject, depending on who your teacher is and how they teach it and how you like it, that's gonna negotiate how you do in that class. And so with my teacher, I hate to throw him under the bus, he was a coach, and it wasn't the best learning experience. It could have been a lot better. So when it comes to me and biology, it'll probably be on my least favorite class of all time. But But for you to say that's your favorite, you know, like that's another one that's not an easy subject. But for you to say that's your favorite, you know, that kind of speaks to you know your wealth of knowledge.
Thank you.
And the next question I have for you is outside of school, what extracurricular activities are you involved in? You can name one or two.
Okay, so my favorite is Top Teens of America, and my second would probably have to be Xenos.
Okay, and with Top Teens, explain to people a little bit about what is involved with Top Teens.
Okay, so Top Teens of America, it's a national service group. We have 7 areas. This area is Area 1, and it consists of Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, many others. It's a lot to remember. But it's really like a big service group, and so we do a lot around Beaumont. But when you get with the other chapters and the other areas, we work a lot with Orange and Port Arthur and Houston. It's a new experience, you know. It broadens your horizons. You get connections all over, which is really good that you'll need in life. And we went to a national convention in Atlanta this summer. It was really fun. It was all 7 areas, so it was Chicago, North Carolina, everywhere, and it was nice and learning with each other, growing with each other. As people you'll see in college, you'll be like, oh, you're in Top Teens, and it's fun.
And then with Xenos, a little bit about Xenos.
Okay. Xenos, it's a junior sorority. We're under Phi Delta Kappa, which is like a teacher sorority. And again, it's like a national service project. We do a lot. But here it's more of a sisterhood. We, of course, have our brothers, which is the Kudos. And we stomp. We do it all. There's also a conference there, which is really, really fun. And again, it's good with connections.
Did you pick out a college you want to attend for next year? And if so, what is it? And then did you pick out a major as well? Okay.
So no, I haven't chose a college, but I do have 4 that's like my top colleges, which is Texas A&M, Louisiana Tech, Dillard, and Spelman. I'm a major forensics, but a lot of schools you have to do criminology, but focus in forensics.
And so, out of your 4 schools, if you had to make a list today from, you know, your favorite being number 1 and not really your least favorite, but your 4th favorite being, you know, number 4. How would that list look today?
Okay, so number 1 would be Louisiana Tech, just because I love the feels, I love the vibe, and it has everything. So Texas A&M would be number 2, because I can go straight into CSI without having to do the extra 4-year course. Number 3 would be Dillard. Again, it has everything. It has the vibe, and it's in New Orleans, so I'll be close to my dad's family. And number 4 would be Spelman. I just need Spelman to offer some money, you know.
Yeah.
Probably move up.
It plays a major part in college. And then with that major, what was it about, you know, that stuck out to you that made you wanna do that?
I'm not really sure. It was just very interesting to me. I've liked science, and I really liked biology. So, you know, playing that into life, you can go and you can work on the field. So I wanted to do like something action-packed, and it's like, you know, with CSI, you can go in the field, you're in the crime scene, you see the blood, you see it. That sounds crazy, but you see it all. And eventually, I do want to branch off into forensic psychology, and that's when you study like the killer, and you can get in their mind and like break them. And I just find that very, very, very exciting. I don't know.
Okay, when I was a senior in high school, I had made my mind up. I wanted to do mechanical engineering, and the reason that I chose that was my 10th grade year we had a career day, and usually for the career day, you know, they get people in I feel like just to waste your time sometimes. But this guy, he was like detailed. He explained what all he do. It wasn't just, you know, a pointer and a PowerPoint presentation. It was like, and after the presentation, I was able to pick his brain, and I was like, man, I think this is what I want to do. And so my question to you, was it something like that, or was you just seeing it on TV, or as far as forensic science goes?
It's kind of a mixture of both. I knew I always wanted to do something like that. Really, forensics, like, it was just kind of seeing, and you know, I went to a college fair, and they had like hands-on stuff. And that was really exciting, because I was really originally going to do audio engineering, and I love that still, you know, maybe aside. But that kind of just opened my eyes even more, and it was just like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and I don't blame you at all. And then the next question I have for you is, in your own opinion, do you think it's important for people to seek school after high school, and if so, why?
Yes, I do believe it's very important to go to school after, just because it'll broaden your horizons for what's really out there in the world. You know, school, it prepares you, but at the same time it doesn't, because it doesn't show what you really want to do in the real world. You know, you have your basics, and that's just K through 12, so it gets boring after a while when you go to college. After the fundamentals are out the way, you can focus on what you want to do, and you get paid for what you want to do. It's not just somebody forcing you to do it.
Yeah. And, you know, I tell people all the time is, you know, of course college isn't for everyone. And I hate, you know, that some people, I say, for example, I got a friend of mine who, he knew since he was a kid he wanted to work on cars. And, you know, he could have went to, you know, a technical college, got a quick year or, you know, 2-year degree and been certified. But he went the 4-year route first because that's what he was told to do. And he, you know, he got himself into a lot of debt only to fall back on going to a technical school, getting, you know. And so, you know, I tell people all the time, you know, each situation is different for each individual. And I definitely recommend, you know, if it's not a 4-year college, you know, at least a technical college, because we just live in a day and age where things are moving. You know, I mean, things are moving fast, and you know, back 10, you know, 20 years ago, a high school diploma can, you know, you still had a ton of jobs you can get, but now, you know, a lot of those jobs, you know, are dwindling down. So I do recommend. Now, I don't recommend, you know, go to school to be a lawyer. You know, you don't want to be a lawyer, but if you're really good at, you know, fixing stuff, you know, there's a technical school for that. So I do like, and I agree with you. I do, you know, a school after high school, you know, I believe is very important. And the last thing that I have for you is I'm gonna get you to look at that camera right there.
All right.
And I'm gonna get you, because you are student body. I mean, you are student body. You're student body or
Student body.
Okay. Yeah. So you are student body president.
Yes.
So I kind of need you to do an address to your school. Okay. And you know, it's a ton of people going through it right now after the devastation of the storm. So if you can say anything, you know, to your class right now, this is your opportunity.
Okay. So first I would like to say I'm so sorry for everybody's loss and that everybody's in my prayers. But my favorite quote, well, one of my favorite quotes is, don't put a period where God put a comma. So that basically means just don't give up, to keep pushing. This is not the end, and we're going to make it through it. And if you need anything, you can always contact me, because we're Beaumont strong.
I like that. Well, once again, I want to thank you for joining me, and I wish you the best. And the last thing I have for you is, how tough is it growing up in a house where both of your parents teach?
Oh, okay, so that's pretty tough, actually. You know, everybody knows my parents, so it's just kind of like you can't do any wrong. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to be a kid, you know. So it's kind of. It's kind of hard, but at the same time, it has its benefits, you know. You know, a lot, so they can help me through a lot.
And then, and also, I do want to congratulate your dad on Texas A&M Teacher of the Year. That's like a major achievement. So, and that's another one of the things that go under the radar, you know. And you know, because the teaching, I tell people all the time, teaching is something that you have to do because you love it. If you're trying to get rich as a teacher, you know, you're probably in the wrong field. And so. And I tell people, you know, I believe teachers should be one of the highest paid professions, because we're putting all our trust in these people to educate the future of America, but we don't show them that, you know, when it comes to pay. And so I always say teachers should be one of the highest paid professions, because it's a very important job. So like I said, I do want to congratulate your father again, because you know, just to be on the list is an achievement, and then to win it, you know, that's even more of an achievement. So like I said, thank you again for joining me, and I wish you the best in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.